Hi everyone, I'm Glenda with SureFit Designs, and I know by now you all know me as Glenda the Good Stitch. You know, this is the last video number 10 in our series called What I Didn't Know But Wish I Had. And as you go further on in your SureFit Designs experiences, you know what, you're going to come up with more, gosh, I wish I'd have known that. But isn't that all what learning is about? When you don't know something, you learn it, and then you go, gee, it would have been nice to have known that ahead of time. But that is part of our learning process. In this last video, I want to talk about when to stop fiddling and fussing with the fit of your garment. Now, you know SureFit Designs is all about getting you the best fit possible. And many of you likely already know that when you're working on your test garments, if you need any help in fitting evaluation, you can simply send your photographs to us distributors and we help you out by analyzing your garments. But when it comes to sending photographs, you have to be very conscious of the issues that we run into when you are taking your photographs, whether you do them yourself or when somebody takes them for you. But first I have to tell you a funny little experience that happened to me, and this was a few years back, but it had to do with the wrinkles and the way the clothing fits on the body. So this customer sent me a photograph. I hope you all can see this. I'm going to lift my leg up. And she said, Glenda, I've got all of these diagonal folds going into the top of my thigh. How do I get rid of them? And without being too facetious, I said, put your leg down and they'll all go away. So we move in our clothing, and our skin moves, our bones move, our shoulders, everything moves, and the fabric moves as you are moving. And you have to expect that. But yes, of course, we're trying to get you the best look possible on your body for your curves, for your bulges, for whatever you've got going on in your body. SureFit Designs is all about getting you the best fit for your shape. But there comes a point at time where I will say to a customer, it's good, you don't have to go any further. Some of you are inclined to overfit. And that just means that you go on and on and on about the tiniest little wrinkle, and sometimes it's just not possible to get that wrinkle out, and it might be because of the way you're standing. Just like this one. Of course, that was an exaggeration. Let's take a look at the jeans that I'm wearing. Now, these jeans fit me absolutely beautifully, all right? When we take a look at the back, they are fitting me great underneath my buttocks. But as I move, I'm getting some wrinkles underneath my buttocks. And if I change my posture and throw my shoulders back, now you can see that I'm getting some folds underneath my buttocks. That doesn't mean they're ill-fitting. It just means that my body moved within them, and now I've got some folds. Another good example, and I've gotten this question before, is when I'm sitting, I get all these folds in the front of my pants. How do I get rid of them? Well, you can't get rid of all that length because most of the time we're standing in our pants, of course, unless you're handicapped and you're in a wheelchair all the time. But you want your pants to look good on you standing. When you sit, your body shortens. That fabric's got to go somewhere. It creates a fold in the front. So you'll hear me say, be reasonable. It just is not possible to get all the folds out. Then the other thing is when you are taking your own photographs or having somebody else help you with your photographs, you get a camera and your mirror's in front or behind you and you change the settings on your camera, however, and you're holding your camera like this, and the minute you do that, you're pulling on the back of your garment here. Or you might be like this, and you're so focused on the camera that more of your weight is on one side of your body or on the other, and you'll get a fold. Let's take a look at what I've got on the mannequin here. Now, again, these garments were not designed for the mannequin, and I said in an earlier video, do you need a mannequin? No. The only reason I use it is for video work and hanging clothing on, because it wasn't designed for the mannequin. As we take a look at this bodice front, I would take a look at shoulder position. I'd take a look at how the neckline is fitting. Again, I said this wasn't designed for the mannequin. It was designed for a person who was fuller busted. That's why we've got a lot of ease here. And it was designed for somebody with a lower bust point. So that's why you see things like this. Hopefully in yours, you'll have your bust point aiming towards your apex and all is good. But let's take a look at the pants underneath. Again, these pants were sized for me. The mannequin is close to the bottom half of my body, but it's not perfect. Sure, the front of the pants are hanging well, and you want the crotch line to look good when you're standing without any diagonal folds and that kind of thing. As we take a look at the back of these pants, now in real life, these pants look pretty decent on the mannequin. But what you might be seeing in the camera image there is a little bit of an indent underneath her buttocks right there on both sides. That doesn't mean the pants aren't fitting her well, or well enough for a mannequin, let's put it that way. What happens with photography is that the camera picks up a microsecond of time with the image. And as I've said before, when you move or just shift ever so slightly, what wasn't there before will show up. So lighting makes a big difference, how you're holding your body if you don't have anybody to help you take photographs. So what it ends up with is that we just simply have to be reasonable. We do want our clothing to fit comfortably and look as best as possible, but there is absolutely no need to overfit. So, as I said, this is number 10 in the video series called What I Didn't Know But Wish I Had. There's obviously going to be more videos coming out from SureFit Designs, but this is the end of this particular series. So, every time I invite you to join our SureFit Designs community. So if you haven't, now is the time to go to surefitdesigns.com and you will see a pop-up, put in your name, your email address, and your country. Click submit. It will take you directly to the subscriptions gifts page. If you do Facebook, please make sure you join us there in our group. And while you're watching this in YouTube, I do encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel because there will be more videos coming from SureFit Designs. But in the meantime, thank you for participating in this series, What I Didn't Know But Wish I Had. We appreciate you following along.